text your site up.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
They're gonna light you up.
All right, here we go. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast. Today, we have an incredible guest with us for a second time. One, his first interview was so impactful and inspiring that people all over the country were DMing me, texting me, calling me, telling me how much he inspired them and how much he has continued to inspire us. That is none other than Brother Abdul Malik Muhammad. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come give us some information as well as some inspiration, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. The first people all across the country, there's a big buzz on social media, particularly with the believing community, but people all over the non-denomination, or no matter what religion we claim, about praying and fasting. And the first thing we want to know is what inspired you, sir, to start what you did, and can you explain what you did?
Yes, sir. Well, we had Day of Atonement. First of all, assalamu alaikum. And we had Day of Atonement in 2019, and we were at Dorothy Tillman's church in Chicago here. And so the minister came out. I was fishing hard, and all the brothers in Chicago, we was fishing hard.
Yes, sir.
But my regional captain was asking me to send people upstairs. But the Supreme told me to fill up the bottom.
Okay.
So I took the instructions from the superior officer.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
I didn't know what the Reach was talking about because I was filling up the bottom. Every time I get people in, hundreds of people coming in. So we filled it up. And then the minister came out and he congratulated the work that we did, but he looked in the balcony and said, the balcony is not filled. I see spots up there. He says, I don't know. Maybe it's because you fake Muslims. And we got quiet. You know how we do when the boss is talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We sat down and we took what he had to give us and he spanked us. The next week I went back to the mosque. We went in and the assistant supreme, Brother Abdul Aziz, he pulled me to the side. He showed me a picture of the mosque. It wasn't full like it should be. He said, did you hear what the minister said last week about us being fake Muslims? And he said, how did it make you feel? I said, it made me feel bad, like, I mean, normally. So then he said, brother, we need to start fishing. So at that time, we put a fishing team together. We started fishing. And I said, man, we got to fast for 3 days in order for us to be effective. I said, there's something called 5,000 havoc-making angels that is explained about in the Holy Quran. And if we fast, Allah will release them through you, through me, through us, and we'll be effective on that first round. The first round came about, we fast, we brought 70 guests that weekend. We fast every week up until Savior's Day, which was probably about 21 weeks. We averaged 70 to 80 guests every week, and we never missed for 21 weeks.
Praise be to God.
And we fast every time. When the COVID hit, I said, man, I ain't gonna stop fasting because I saw success. And I wanted to continue it on, a little bit more mature than I was as a youngster.
Yes, sir.
So now, about 30 weeks in, I started getting money, luxury, good homes and friendship, protection, guidance, all of this, kept fasting. I said, man, let's do it. We got to tell the believers because I can't be making all this money by myself. It can't be just me. If a bowl of soup is here, half of it belongs to my brother.
Yes, sir.
So I said, let's push it. And that's how we started prayer and fasting, the foundation to success. And we went from 10 people to 480 people in 32 weeks.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes,
praise be to Allah. And where can people, how can we support you on the call? How can people tune in? Is it let us know how we can connect with you?
I can give you a phone number and you all can text this number and I will put your name and your number on there, and then I will send you the invitation, because it's invitation only.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are you ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Hold on 1 second. Let me give you this number. I talked to Brother Joshua too. He told me about his podcast with you.
Oh, praise be to Allah.
Very
Beautiful.
kind.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, ready? It's 818-614-1902. You text that number and we'll put you in rotation. And now this, and what this is, you know, this is not for me. This is for us. Because if you look at it, we have been given 5 prayers to do a day. I can confess first of all, that I have not did 5 prayers a day until I got into this situation. I can tell you over 10, 15 years, I didn't do 5 in a row. I can give you that as a stand-up soldier that speaks truth to regardless to the circumstances.
Yes, sir.
And many people can probably attest to what I'm saying. We might have some similar situations concerning prayer.
Yes, sir.
But since I've been doing the fasting prayer, I ain't missed one in 74 weeks. And I've been fasting for 74 weeks, like we do the 3-day. And that's the way it 77 weeks. This is my 77th week here. I'm on it now. But this is going to help you, man. And it gave me a lot. And it was giving me so much. I thought it would, man, am I just favored? Then everyone started getting in and they started getting favored. You see, this ain't, we are called in the supreme wisdom, we've called, the master called us rusty locks. He said it's 17 million rusty locks, and
Yes, sir.
each
Yes, sir.
one of them has a key. The key, when you have a rusty lock, me and you both know about house. If the house is rusty, the lock is rusty, you can't push no key in and make it turn. You're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
need some WD-40.
Yes, sir.
In the WD-40, Wallace D, WD, Parad, you're gonna need that WD-40 in your hole of your rusty lock in order to turn your key. Brother Josh, you got your own key, bro. He said he got 17 million keys. My key ain't your key, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have to use your own key, Brother Josh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
to unlock it, because what we see in you is just the tip of the iceberg. When you unlock that and those 5,000 havoc-making angels come out of Joshua, they're going to see a whole nother element of Joshua. You see what I'm saying? This is what all of us need. And all you got to do is try 5 prayers. The Quran says Satan has gained mastery over them and caused them to forget the remembrance of Allah.
Yes, sir.
If we are not making 5 prayers a day and it's obligatory means you obligated to do it. And if you're not doing it, then you love God, but you ain't in love with him. You see what I'm saying? You love him, but you're not in love with him, because if you were in love with him, it would be no doubt. I fell in love with him. For decades, I loved him. 77 weeks ago, I found out I was in love with him. But I didn't get in love with you until I started getting in bed with you. When you get in the bed with somebody, you fall in love, particularly if they match you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So when you do that with God, now I can say I'm in love with him, because I'm afraid to miss a prayer. And if I do miss one, I double down when I get back in the house. That's what you got to do, because that's obligatory. I'm obligated to do so. And
yes,
if
sir.
you're
Yes,
not
sir.
doing it, then you gotta question your Islam or your relationship with the God that you say you represent.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And people, so many people are showing you love. Please continue to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. Speaking of your relationship with God, the higher power, or the Creator, for those of my viewing audience who may not be registered members of the Nation of Islam, or may not call themselves Muslims, are you saying that prayer and fast works for people who aren't Muslim?
I have Christians. See, I didn't put the prayer and fasting, the foundation to success, as a Nation of Islam thing, because I didn't want to shoot. You know, they discriminate against me. They discriminate against Brother Josh because we FOR. You know, but they ain't got no records of me hurting no Christian. They ain't got no records of Josh hurting no Christian. So I said, all right, look here, man. This ain't about the Nation of Islam thing. This is about those who should be in love with the God that created them. So I don't care who comes. So we got Christians, Hebrew Israelites, Moore Science Temple of America. We got a Christian sister who's been fasting for 50 to 60 weeks like she MGT and never missed. And she do 5 prayers a day and never missed. We got a few Christians like that, a few Hebrew Israelites, because we make them feel like they're part of the family. Because if you're fasting, those 5,000 havoc-making angels are going to take control of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like in Malachi, it says the messenger of the covenant who seeks Allah. They say when you're looking for Allah, the Allah will soon come up in the temple of the messenger of the covenant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the temple? It's the temple right here. It's the temple. Ain't no temple on 7351 South Stony Island. It's the temple. You know what I'm saying? White folk can do anything to our temples all over America. Then what we gonna do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stand up. Yes, sir, brother. But this is what I'm telling you about the temple. If you pray and fast, the Lord will come up in you. Like the minister says in Study Guide 18, Rising Above Emotion to the Thinking of God. He said, if you keep on with Allah, you'll take his personality, you'll take his character, you'll take everything, and you'll die, and he'll be in you. And when people talk to you, they'll be talking to God and won't even know it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on, black man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Powerful. Praise be to Allah. And what time of week, like once you get the text calls, you saying in order to find out the time and call, they can just text that number and they'll be okay.
Text that number and they're gonna get in rotation, because we in contact with our people. They get notices, they get calls from brothers that's on it. This is a family, man. You don't get no recordings. People call you, are you okay? You good? Man, I'm hungry as a donut, man. This is my first week. I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying? No, man, don't do it, man. We have pep talks on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Where it'll be hundreds of us, 300-400 of us on there. And we take and give them a good 20 minutes of pep talk, because where we going? To war with who? Lucifer and his angels. Where are they? In heaven. Where is heaven? Where did Jesus say heaven was? He said heaven is within you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if heaven is here, Lucifer comes up in here, particularly when you're agitating and you could pick in a fight with him. Because if you say you're going to fast and pray 5 times a day, you're picking a fight with Satan, because I had you mastered to not do but 2 or 1 prayer a day, which made you a loser, and made you fast 2 days instead of 3, which made you a loser, and he was cool with that. But once he saw us doing what we do, he said, oh, hell no, I'm coming to fight. Then we got to fight the real enemy. And if we can beat the enemy within, a devil that walks up on us out the outside, he gonna be cake to us.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Beautiful. So many people are showing you love in the comments, and thank you all for please continue to like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. So many people bear witness to the value of prayer and fasting. I have a question. Could you give us an example for someone who's never fasted before? What advice would you give to them as far as how to make it through that first 3 days?
What I'll give you an example. It's People's Podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
I can give you this. There was a scientist who had 1 mice, and he had 20 in this one, and he had a prong that had 3 bolts in it. He went over to the 1 mice and struck him with the electric bolt. He jumped up in the air and fell on his side, and he laid there and he died. He went over to the one that had a unified front with mother, father, sister, brother, cousins, nieces, aunties, all the mice is over there. He took the same 3 prongs and he zapped one. He jumped up in the air and fell down, rolled over in his stomach, took a couple breaths and got up and started walking with his family. he took that same 3 volts and made it 6 volts. And he zapped another one. He fell up and boom, fell on his back, rolled over the side. He laid there for a minute. He looked up and he saw his family and his friends coming up to him. You good? You good, man? He said, yeah, I'm good. He got up and he kept fighting. See, the messenger said our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's a perfect example. The scripture says, study the ants, you sluggard. Find his ways and see the unification of him. He has no leader.
Yes, sir.
He moves on. And this is what they're going to have to do. When you come on Thursday, you're going to see 300-400 people on there screaming at the top of their mouth, ready to go to war against Lucifer and his angels. That's what we do. See, we don't see fasting the way we did. We see it as it is.
Yes,
Lucifer and them trying to stop us from getting to the God that we say we want to be at one with.
Yes, sir.
So when they get on there with me, believe me, they're going to fight like hell. And if you throw one punch in there, just one punch, you getting down, because some of us going to flood them with 3, 4, 5 punches. Don't worry about it. We fight as a solid wall.
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
Wow, beautiful, sir. And you have so many comments. I have to give a quick 60-second commercial break to all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. But I also wanted to make sure that I asked you, sir. Well, I'm going to wait till I come back. Till we get back, because I want to make sure that I ask you some of these, some important questions about this, because I have an audience that is many different, is a diverse audience, and I want to make sure that when it goes to YouTube, they want to know that they can participate and feel a part of it as well. 1 second.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. 1 second. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Yes, sir. And thank everyone who was watching the People's Podcast again, and continue to show love and support for the People's Podcast for us, but you all, that we make all things possible in the name of God. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Let's share it for a quick 60-second commercial break. All right. Here we go. Come on, Zoom. You know how it is, bro. Thank everybody who's watching. Thank you, some people who commented. 1 second. Come on, man. Here we go. Zoom. Okay, well, come on, Zoom. Brother Warren, you there? Brother Abdul Malik.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're moving on to our next question, sir. Our next question is, what about different ethnicities and backgrounds? Can people come on, or is it just if you're black that you have to pray and fast? What's the rules on that?
Anybody can come. Anybody can come. I don't care what it is. You can come. If you're trying to get next to God and you're trying to get focused on that, then you can come.
Beautiful.
That's it, because this is a buffer for us who are other than us. You gotta you gotta get screened, man. Come on, man. You know your history. You know your history, man. You come over here. The spirit is so high over here.
What I have for you, sir, is can you give us an example of a testimony that someone outside of yourself has given you to the benefit in the practical terms of praying and fasting since they've been with you, sir? Started doing a group organization. Organizing and praying and fasting with you.
I'll give you one about Sister Arlisha. She's been fasting for over 20-something weeks. Never missed. She had diabetes when she came in. 2 months after, she went to the doctor. The doctors told her, you need to stop taking this medicine because I don't know what you're doing, but you don't have diabetes anymore. And she gave testimony of that. So the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad through How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2, has affected her so deeply that it eliminated her diabetes.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's amazing, sir. And these are the kind of positive testimonies that we need to continue to hear with prayer and fasting. And this is something that you all do weekly, correct, sir?
We do this every week. We got Ramadan coming up, but you know what? when it get too rough for most, it's getting just right for prayer and fasting. Cipher, we going to world. We're gonna still make our 3-day fast every weekend, and we Ramadan it. Hello, world.
Praise be to Allah. Well, yes, sir. I want to make sure that we encourage everyone to get a part of this. So many people reached out to me before your assistant, sir, reached out to me about this to give me their own personal testimonies from across the country, and they were telling me how good and powerful they felt from working with you. So when the sister reached out, I said, "Oh yes, yes, ma'am, I absolutely am familiar with the work of Abdul Malik Muhammad and those of you all who are praying and fasting together." So thank you again, sir, for the work that you all are doing. Are you there, brother Abdul Malik?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Okay, yes, sir. So I want to make sure that people were knowing that we want to thank you for the work that you all are doing, because it's very practical and it's a reminder to all of us that the value of prayer and fasting. We want to make sure that we encourage everyone who is watching, especially once we get to YouTube, to continue to pray and or to fast at the same time. Yes, sir. What prayers is there? Is there a set of prayers that you all do together, or how does the prayer aspect work?
You have everyone in there. Obviously, I'm FOY, so I open up in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, Merciful, etc.
Yes,
But the
sir.
Christians, the Hebrews, the non-denominations, the gangbangers, the Crips, the Bloods, the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Blackstone, they all have their own prayer.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't care what type of prayer you pray. Get a relationship with the God within so that you can ignite the powers that he has deposited within you, that you can uncover it. I don't mind what type of prayer. There's no specific prayer for all. If you join the Nation of Islam, then you will learn the prayers that we do. But if you where you at, just talk to the God, get a genuine relationship with him, so you have a conversation that you and him only know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's how we do it.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Okay, and okay, once again, sir, we are dealing with this. I'm trying so hard trying to get the screen to share, and it's acting a fool right now. But I want to do a quick 60-second commercial break, regardless of the screen being shared. To all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast, please cash app and $ the People's Podcast. I want to start with my brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Thank you very much for my brother Rashad for doing his work. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both of which are on Amazon. Please go out and get those. My sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young women all across the country and in person right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. Our brothers out of Los Angeles, MTS Car Bros. Any make, any model, any year, 30 to 50% off. Please call 424-281-4098. To our brothers out in LA, Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire, 917-337-1380. He'll ship bow ties to you all across the country. To our sister out of Chicago, Kanika Yakub, CBD Mom Incorporated, CBD infused self-care lines. Thank you very much, Sister Kanika, for your support. My Letter A book by Sister Landra L. Muhammad. Make sure you go get my Letter A book by Landra L. Muhammad. Also, Sister Latasha, Queen is I, Poetry and Peril from Indianapolis in Indiana. Sister Latasha Muhammad, Indianapolis, Indiana. Queen is I, Poetry and Apparel, 317-739-510. We're coming back to our brother Abdul Malik. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services in Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, which is on Amazon. Thank you all very much for your sponsorship and continued support of the People's Podcast. Right back to our brother Abdul Malik Muhammad. Brother Abdul Malik, what inspires you on a day-to-day to keep going, sir, with your high fiery spirit?
What inspires me every day?
Yes, sir.
I got my priorities in their proper perspective. And my priorities is the number one commandment. Love thy God with all their heart, their mind, their soul, their strength. I got that. Took me a while to get it. So when I got that connection, I wake up thinking about Allah. My boots on the ground every day is all Allah. I have no other job. This is my job.
Yes, sir.
I do real estate. I day trade. Those are hobbies. I can drop them like a bad habit because I'm in love with Allah, and that's what got my spirit so high. And I really want everyone in the nation to get this, because if we get this, we'll be the elect of Allah, not because we say we the elect, but because we do what we do to qualify to be the elect.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. So many people commenting, like, sharing, and subscribing. Brother Abdul Malik, what do you do for fun when you unwind and you're not doing the fasting, the 3 days, the regular 4 days? What do you do for fun, sir?
Resurrect the dead.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what I do for fun. I don't take vacations. I don't play games. I don't make this. The Quran says if he wanted to take it for a pastime, he would have did it before himself. Nay, we herald truth at falsehood till we knock out his brains, and lo, it vanishes. No, I don't do no sport and play. No, I don't play games. It's all I do, brother Joshua. We're bond to Allah. I don't play no game.
Beautiful, sir. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. And what advice would you give to those who want to fish, be better fishermen of the word, spreading the word, and also fishing people into the teachings?
Doing prayer and fasting, the foundation to success, because if you think they just praying and fasting, hanging around with the top fishermen, second, taking a distant second to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, let's not get it twisted now. Don't get too crazy around here. Abdul Malik is the minister's top fisherman, but I am not the top fisherman.
Yes,
I'm a top fisherman. The top fisherman is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and those who are with me, they gotta fish, or you can't be with me. I'm cutting you off. This is different. We got checks and balance over here. You get kicked out of the prayer and fasting. Oh, I'll leave you. I can cut you out. Just like the nation for real over here. You get out. You know, it's checks and balance. If you ain't putting out, we getting you out of here, because the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. We don't need no ball and chair. The minister said, get away from me. You're a hindrance to me if you ain't making your prayers. So this is how it is with me. I am, as my father, just a flicker of light of the burning sun.
Praise be to Allah. You have inspired myself, my family, the viewing audience, and those who watch all across the country. Many of us have been inspired every time we have an interaction with you, or we see you on social media doing the great work that you have continued to do. So may Allah bless you, sir, and may Allah bless your program to continue to inspire us and remind us of our duty to not just the community, but to Allah and to ourselves. And we thank you, sir, for being a great example, sir. I want to thank everyone for watching the People's Podcast. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Thank you, Brother Abdul Malik Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Like Islam, sir.
Great inspiration. Beautiful.